I've been working on a recipe for a long time, and I think I've finally got it to where I want it. So it is time. Tonight I'm making beef and broccoli. It's gonna be good. The beef. This is just over a half a pound. This is a flat iron steak. I think this works the best, but you could use whatever you like. Ribeye is really good. You could even go filet if you want to get real fancy, but this is where it's at. So this steak, it's got the grains, going this way. You can kind of see it in the meat. You want to cut against them, so you're going to be cutting this way. And for this, we want really thin little pieces, and I'm going to kind of cut it on a bias so that I feel fancier. So you just start, and you got these little tiny pieces. Now it's time to marinate. We're gonna do this maybe an hour or so before cooking it. You don't want to do it too long ahead because the vinegar in here will start to make the meat kind of funky. So like an hour before you want to cook, get yourself a little baggie or a bowl, something that you can kind of seal up and throw in the fridge. In goes the beef. Into this baggie with the meat goes some garlic and ginger. I chopped up pretty fine, about an inch of ginger and 3 garlic cloves. A quarter of this is gonna go into the marinade. We want about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. About a tablespoon of hoisin sauce, a little drizzle of sesame oil, and a splash of mirin. Some salt, pepper, and we are going to seal this up, the air out, and give it a good smush. Oh shoot, just kidding. We need the secret ingredient. I totally forgot. We need about a tablespoon of cornstarch. This is going to come into play more later, but very important. Now you can seal it up and get all of that distributed. And then pop it into the fridge for about an hour. It doesn't need much. The steak is cut pretty thinly, so that marinade will get right into it. So put this in the fridge and we'll see it in a bit. In the meantime, we're going to get the rest of our mise en place together. And so we have half of an onion, just cut into thinner little moon slices. About 1.5 cups to 2 cups of broccoli. I just got a crown and just chopped them up into smaller pieces. The remaining amount of our ginger and garlic, and about 1/2 cup of beef stock. We might not even use all of this, but just have it handy in case you need it. When we cook the beef later, that cornstarch is gonna start to thicken up and we might need to thin it out just a bit. But again, you might not need all of this or even any of it, just keep it handy. And some sesame seeds for garnish. and like you want it to look cute. I seriously don't know what's wrong with me lately. I also forgot to say, put a pinch of sugar in that marinade with the beef. That's what I'm gonna do right now. We're gonna do the vegetables first, and then the beef, and then we'll put it all together. So here we go. Medium heat, gonna heat up some oil. And we're gonna do the onions first. They're a little harder and take a little more time to cook. So we're just gonna let these soften up for a few minutes, and then we'll throw in the broccoli. They have softened up just a little bit. We don't want them to get too soft. We do want a little bit of a crunch to them. So at this point, it's been maybe 4 or 5 minutes. I'm going to dump the broccoli in. And give that a stir. You might need to add a little bit more oil and maybe some salt and pepper to season it up. This has been going for maybe another 5 minutes. I'm going to take these off the heat, remove them from the pan. Yet another thing I forgot. I forgot to cook the ginger and garlic in with the broccoli and onions. So I'm just gonna saute them up real quick right now. And then also remove these from the pan when they're done. So the beef. I want to explain a little bit before I put it in the pan, because once it gets in the pan, it's pretty fast and it all just comes together. So we're going to throw it in a hot pan, cook it for maybe a few minutes. They cook super fast. Gray steak isn't delicious. You want to get a good caramelization on them. That's kind of why we put that sugar in there. You're gonna put everything in, the beef and the marinade. We're gonna saute that up. Once the beef is done, we'll then throw in the rest of the vegetables that we just sauteed up. And then we're gonna just stir it on up and stir it on up and stir it on up until it gets thick and silky, and the cornstarch will really help with that. I'm drooling just thinking about it. So we're gonna get started, and here we go. And careful, it will splatter a bit, so just beware. Our vegetables. Look at how spectacular this looks. The steam coming off of that. It's all so fresh and homemade, and it happened in, I don't even know, less than 15-20 minutes besides the marinating part, but it's so good. And you know what's in it. Perfect. Have to get all of the components: rice, broccoli, beef, Mm. Mmm. That is so good. It tastes better than takeout. It's so flavorful. Mmm. That ginger in there just like does wonders. Mmm. That is delicious. You have to make it. That's it. It's impressive. If you want to impress people even more, use some chopsticks, but I'm not there yet, so a spoon it is for now. But make it and enjoy it.